But let's get focused right onto the task at hand, and that is F1 here at the Dutch Grand Prix. And as I may mention before, the facilities still not a thing touched into the aero or the chassis, so we're just basically continuing on with the car that is powered up to as high as power I can make it going into these next few races. Unfortunately, the durability upgrade up to the MGUH failed, and I don't have enough R&D points to build that up. I will have those durability points built up by the end of practice for the Dutch Grand Prix, so I'll get that fixed. But then as far as the energy store and the control electronics, I am going to hold on to my R&D points and then build that up at a later time. There's no need for me to throw all my points right away into this durability if I don't need it. So I think I'm just going to hold on, and maybe once I get all those points that I can make damn sure that I can build up both at the same time, then I will. But I'm in no need to build up my durability, because of course, as I may mention before, the engine durability is always the last thing to build up, because the engine durability always sucks. Doesn't matter what team you're on, the engine durability will always suck, and you're gonna blow through parts on a season by season basis as much as you would if you didn't have it built up. So that's just my opinion on why I don't really favor durability and building it up over the course of my team career or my driver career. It's just a non-essential to me. Aiden says it's still French, and we all know the French can't make things properly. Hey. I point you out to one thing which really turned me off of Assassin's Creed, and that was Assassin's Creed Unity. Not only made by French Canada, but set in 17th, 18th century France, so you know that was going to be bugs upon bugs, which is exactly what it was. And that's what turned me off of Assassin's Creed for a good several years, because Assassin's Creed Unity was just a pile of garbage, unplayable garbage on top of that. That's what turned a lot of people off of that series. So I never really got to experience Syndicate when it came out, or Rogue, or Odyssey, or Origins when it came out. I went back and played them to some degree, but I just never experienced it like day it came out, or release month it came out, because of the fact that Unity just soured me on the entirety of what Assassin's Creed was. It just became unplayable garbage. Who watched Survivor Series? I did. I kind of went back and forth with it while I was watching on my phone, or looking at shit on my phone, as I went over to a buddy's place to watch it, and it was actually some pretty good matches. Like, honestly, New Day versus Street Profits was probably the best match, one of the best matches of the night. I would also say that even though it started out real slow, Drew and Roman turned out to be a really solid match. Both the Survivor Series matches, both men's and women's, I didn't really care for. It was just, a pile of garbage, in my opinion. It just really didn't feel all that great. And also, in the men's one, was it Raw swept SmackDown? Raw went and swept SmackDown? Are you serious? I did not expect that. I did not expect to see that. That one honestly confused me. Women's one, and then the women's one, it all came down to, it was Lana and Nia Jax. Okay, well, the backstory is that although the women are, or especially Nia Jax, is very, very hateful towards Lana. So Lana was kind of this outsider on the Raw team, and they basically tried everything to not get her to participate into the match. But then, as the match went on, Raw started losing people, SmackDown started losing people. It came down to Nia Jax and Lana on the Raw side, and Sasha Banks on the other side. Was it Sasha, or was it Bianca Belair? I think it was Bianca Belair, now that I think about it. And then Bianca Belair and Nia Jax are fighting on the outside. They both get counted out, so they're both eliminated. But because Lana is sitting down and doing nothing, she's just staying as far away from the ring as possible, and not getting involved because Nia Jax and the rest of the team told her, don't fucking do anything. Lana won it for her team. Like, okay, Logic, I don't understand it, but there it is. There you go. Yeah, that's a thing, I guess. I was just not really enthused about the entire. I was enthused about the match entirely. Did I see the leaked money earned? I know about some of the top contracts, but that's about it. Like Brock Lesnar was making like something to the tune of $5 million a year or something. John Cena was making like $7 million a year. Randy Orton was making $7-8 million a year too. If that's what you mean by leaked contracts. Gender makes double than what Charlotte does, and Charlotte is considered like the top female wrestler of the company. And Gender, who is mid-card all the way at best, makes double what she's making. That's a slap in the face of Charlotte. Gender, congrats to Gender on making his money, though. Jesus. Sorry if I'm not looking at chat. This is a very, very tight section. That's always a very complicated section. I don't like it. Is Charlotte injured or what? Is that why she doesn't wrestle anymore? Is it because she's injured or what? Alright, we got that. Hey, what's going on, Dolios? She had boob surgery for what, the 7th time? Seriously, she's had augmentation surgery at least a good 3 or 4 times now. Whether it's making them bigger, keeping them big, replacement because of rupture. I think one of those surgeries was because of a rupture. Oh, so it happened again. Okay. See, that's the thing, Arch. You may not find her attractive, but Vince does. Because she's blonde and tall and athletic. And for all we know, and from what we know, historically, Vince loves his blonde bombshell wrestlers. And will always push them to the moon. So unfortunately, it's not what you like and what you think you like. Vince will tell you what you like. Because everything that gets shown on TV is basically Vince and his likes at the time. Which, of course, is why Roman Reigns got pushed a lot on the men's side, and why, of course, Charlotte got pushed a lot on the women's side. Okay. And here's the thing, Aiden. Isn't Alexa Bliss having a program with The Fiend now? Like, they're trying to make that a couple? Where Alexa... Or, excuse me. Not a couple, but The Fiend is teaming up with Alexa Bliss because Alexa is, like, this embodiment of Sister Abigail. Something along those lines. I haven't watched the weekly shows in years. And I only get the storyline gists from the pay-per-views. So I have no idea what exactly is going on with them. Vince is senile. Yes. Yes, he has been for several years now. I am not denying that. In no way am I denying that, my man. And he was also genuinely tearing up when he was introducing Undertaker for the last time last night. Because everything that Undertaker meant to him in the company, Undertaker was such a big draw for the company, made Vince a lot of money. And before anybody says anything of, oh, Undertaker's going to be coming back in like 6 months, I legitimately think he is retiring. Mark said himself in, I think, an interview, I don't know if it was with anybody notable or if they were referencing the Last Ride documentary, where he, something to the effect that the match with Goldberg, seeing a match with Goldberg at the Saudi Arabia show, or it may have been his match with Goldberg at the Saudi Arabia show, that pretty much put in his mind that he was done. Because, let's be honest, it was just not a good match at all. It was just all over terrible, start to finish. And, you know, you trot Goldberg out there, and he's already limited in his moveset. You trot Undertaker out there, and you know he's not as nimble as he once was. That whole experience gave Undertaker, Mark Calloway, the thought in his mind, like, yeah, I can't do this forever. I'm going to have to retire because I don't want to give it... He doesn't want to give it, 50%. He wants to give it 100% every single time. And if he can't do that, then there's no point in going out and doing it. Oh, it was the opposite? I thought it was that the Goldberg match wanted him, or got in his mind that he wanted to retire. See, here's the thing. Everybody thought that when Undertaker lost at WrestleMania, whenever Undertaker would lose at WrestleMania, that would have been his retirement. Because if you're gonna make him lose the streak at all, which, number one, that was a stupid fucking thing to do in the first place. If you're gonna have him lose the streak at all, I thought for sure you'd have to have him lose it and then immediately retire it. Or when he wanted to hang up his boots, then he would lose the streak. Not lose to Brock Lesnar, which, to be honest with you, wasn't a bad choice. But what has Brock Lesnar really done to continue on that legacy of, I have defeated The Undertaker and no one else can beat me, when he himself has been beaten constantly? Yes, Bray Wyatt was pretty hot around WrestleMania 30. That was only like, what, 4 years ago? 5 years ago? Oh shit, breaking way too early here. But Bray Wyatt, like old Southern gentleman Bray Wyatt, probably would not have been the guy to take down The Undertaker. The Fiend, yes, I would say that the Fiend would have been a perfect opponent to face off against the Undertaker, and if Undertaker still had his streak, yeah, you have him lose it to him. However, back in the day, like fantasy booking with my buddies from high school were saying, usually, if we're gonna go this route, have him retire, have him lose the streak at WrestleMania, lose it to his brother Kane. Like I said, fantasy booking wise, it made all the sense in the world. Kane finally gets the last laugh on his brother from all those years ago. And also, you have it in a casket match, too. Because of course, whenever you think Undertaker in a casket match, Undertaker, more often than not, loses those casket matches. In fact, the one high-profile casket match that I know Undertaker won was at WrestleMania 22, which coincidentally was the one that I went to. In Chicago, it was Undertaker versus Mark Henry in a casket match, and Undertaker won that. But then again, you're saying, oh yeah, it's WrestleMania. Of course, Undertaker was never going to lose at WrestleMania, especially back at WrestleMania 22. WrestleMania 22 was only back in 2006. Ah, shit, I'm taking that turn way too early. Yeah, Taker's old. I knew Taker was born in the 60s. 55, yeah, that sounds about right. Taker should have retired after the Punk match. Well, see, here's the thing. Taker, Mark Calloway, he knew that pretty much his career at that point was, I'm going to be wrestling one match every year. That's WrestleMania, so I'm just going to get fit around, Survivor Series time so that I can, go for that WrestleMania match, have a program build up to that WrestleMania match. Mark knew it, Vince knew it. So Mark had to have like a list of people. And I think they've said before they had a list of people who wanted to have beat him for the streak. Brock's name was on the list for sure, but I forget who else was on it. And if anybody was going to beat the streak, it had to be signed off by Undertaker. That's the whole thing. The whole storyline, the whole program had to be signed off by Undertaker in order for it to go through. And he chose Brock, so if you had to blame anybody for the booking decision, you have to blame Undertaker. Dude, Legend Killer Randy Orton back in the day against Undertaker, that was a high quality match. That actually was a really fucking solid match at WrestleMania. Shit, that would have been what? WrestleMania? That would have been WrestleMania 21. That would have been WrestleMania in Hollywood. And that was a fucking barn burner of a match, too. That was, honestly, that one is, next to the Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle match, that was probably match of the night. Because Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle was a fucking barn burner of a match, too, at that WrestleMania. And I'm trying to think what else, what was that main event? It was John Cena. WrestleMania 21 would have been John Cena's first world title win. I forget who he won against. JBL? Was it JBL? John Cena, JBL. That matchup sounds right, but I don't think it was right. But WrestleMania 21 was John Cena's first title win. Triple H versus Dave Batista. That's right. That was the other one. No, that was the other main event. Because it was WrestleMania 21 was the jumping off point of Dave Batista and John Cena, leading their respective brands. Dave Batista for SmackDown, John Cena for Raw. We got to look this up. WrestleMania 21. We got to look this up because I'm pretty sure I'm right on this. I feel very strongly that I'm right. Yep, John Cena beat JBL. That's what I thought. It's like John Cena and JBL just sounded right. It sounded right. But Batista beat Triple H for the World Heavyweight Championship. And like I said, that was the jumping off point, the launching off point of both of their careers in the main event scene. John Cena for Raw, Batista for SmackDown. Shawn Michaels lost to Kurt Angle in a submission, or via submission. But like I said, this one was a fucking barn burner of a match alongside with Taker Randy Orton. Taker Randy Orton only went 14 minutes, and Kurt Angle Shawn Michaels went fucking double the length of that. But I honestly would highly go back and highly recommend that you watch WrestleMania 21 if you've never watched it. The only match that I would say, actually two matches that I would say don't bother, Trish versus Christy Hemme. It's a women's match in the mid-2000s when really it was basically Trish and Lita, and those were your only two proper wrestlers. Everybody else were just divas that were just getting by on looks, and the wrestling wasn't all that great, so you could skip that. And then, of course, the sumo match, Akebono versus Big Show. Other than those two matches, go back and watch every single match of WrestleMania 21. Because they were fucking great matches. Like up and down the card. Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero. Hot opening match. Edge winning the Money in the Bank ladder match where, hey, you also got Benoit, Jericho, Christian, and Shelton Benjamin. Fuck King. Shelton Benjamin, of course, Shelton Benjamin's going to be doing stuff. Also, this was the first ever Money in the Bank ladder match too. WrestleMania 21. It's the first ever one. So you got to go back and watch it just for historical significance. Like I said, Taker versus Randy Orton, which this match had no right being as good as it was with Randy Orton. 2005, Randy Orton, legend killer Randy Orton starting to come into his own. Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels, the whole program leading up to it where Kurt Angle is mocking Shawn Michaels at every chance he can get, with the likes of Sensational Sherry, with bringing out Marty Jannetty. I forget somebody else that he may have brought out. He may have brought out Jose Lothario, as far as I know, which is probably what he did. The whole program leading up to this match, and then the match itself, fucking stellar. John Cena versus JBL. It was a typical brawl leading to a John Cena finish, and then Batista Triple H, fucking 5-star class. I know it didn't get 5 stars, but to me it was a 5-star match. Batista versus Triple H. It was all the makings of a Haas fight, and the two guys were not Haas's. But it just felt like it was, blow for blow, just two legitimate heavyweights going at it, and ultimately Batista winning the title. So yeah, if you've never seen WrestleMania 21, I highly recommend you go back and watch it. Save for those two matches that I just said. Highly, highly recommend you go watch it. No, that was JBL versus Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero was bleeding all in that one. I don't think JBL was busted open in this match versus John Cena. I think you're thinking of a different match. But yeah, that was a wonderful WrestleMania. Compared to WrestleMania 22, it was actually a much better WrestleMania than 22 was. And I saw 22 live. Okay, qualifying pace. Actually, I think I can get a solid qualifying pace lap. But yeah, Legend Killer Randy Orton was one of his best gimmicks. Oh, you're thinking of First Blood match on Raw? But yeah, I would totally say that one of Randy Orton's best gimmicks was the Legend Killer. And that was also Randy Orton pre-evolution. You gotta remember, Evolution didn't start until later in 2005. I don't remember exactly when. I think it happened around SummerSlam. Or maybe between SummerSlam and Survivor Series. But yeah, this was Randy Orton pre-Evolution. And he was already showing that he was going to be a main event player. Just with not just his in-ring ability, but his selling, his promo work. In the immortal words of Kimi Räikkönen Broadband, shut up, I know what I'm doing. I'm in a Williams, pshaw. Acting like I don't know that. Title says 23 races. No. That's the date. Today's the date of 11/23. The title says S3 R5-6. Season 3, races 5 and 6. The 11/23 is today's date.
The session has drawn to a close, so let...
Insert bruh here. What? Bro, what? If you're gonna say something about the date and oh, it's not the right way to do it, I'm American. You gotta remember that. So we're running things the American way here. Alright, let's get our engine swapped out with our proper engine. Okay, then everything's all cool here. Then I have no quarrel with you, gangsta. Oh, was it? I thought it was pre-evolution. Yeah, we know why you were angry, Delios. And just given everything that was what was announced to Joe Burrow, torn ACL, torn MCL, and potential structural damage to his knee, yeah, that dude is not playing football for not just the rest of this season, but probably not for the first half of next season either. He needs to get severe rehab on that knee. You absolutely hate to see it, but he needs to get some severe rehab on that knee. Oh, hold on. Not me to do that. Describe it in one video title. I don't know. I don't know what I would choose. There are so many. There are so many that I can't think of them. Yeah, that is for damn sure. This year has been a dumpster fire. I would have probably gotten a PS5 just because I would love to play the Final Fantasy. The Final Fantasy remake trilogy. That is, you know it's going to be a trilogy, by the way. Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to be a fucking trilogy of games. Ah, shit. So if anything, I would love to get a PS5 just for that, in anticipation for that. That, Bloodborne, because I never got to play Bloodborne. I'm gonna say a lot of PlayStation games, PlayStation-only games that I never got a chance to play. Yeah, Miles Morales Spider-Man does look pretty sexy. Yeah, but it's not really necessary. There's something about it that makes it interesting. Is it because it feels like you're in a roller coaster? Zandvoort to me feels like I'm driving a roller coaster. Alright, so if I want to get out of Q1, I'm going to have to overtake George Russell by 4/10. Or I have to get better than 4/10. That has all changed really drastically now. And it's gone from 4/10 to fucking 9/10, almost a full second. Wow, okay, forget everything that I just said. Because now I need to get a full second faster, and I do think I'm going to get maybe those 4/10.
1 minute remaining, just 1 minute.
Get Detroit become human? Okay. I personally didn't really see an appeal to getting that game myself, or playing that game myself. But I do know why people enjoyed it. It's a pretty well thought out, like, pick your own adventure type of game. Really depends on what you're interested in, Mazzy. Do you want to only control your actions in the car and just build the car out by yourself? If so, then driver career mode. You don't have to focus on as much as you would in my team career. My team career, you have to focus on getting the driver contracts negotiated. You need to figure out which facilities you want to build up, which in turn then be deciding what part of the car you want built up. And there's certainly not as many things as they could have added in this game for my team career that they could have. Which is why I'm hoping for in next games, they actually do expand upon what you can do as the owner of your own team. We're only going to be starting 17. Hey, what's going on, Joke? Only reason you're getting PS5 is Gran Turismo 7? Okay. Yeah, honestly, my team is more in-depth than driver career. Because driver career, you're only just driving around, upgrading your car when you can. You have no control over what facilities get built out. That is specifically only led to the AI. You also don't get a choice as to who your second driver is, because as you can see here, I have George Russell, because I'm starting at a Williams. Though you can make sure that you always have George Russell by then not allowing driver movements and whatnot. But you don't have a choice over who your second driver is because George Russell could, get poached by somebody else and then they bring up an F2 driver to be your second. Whereas, once again, in my team career, you can have that ability of who do you want as your second driver? Do you want to go after someone like Nick DeVries or Mick Schumacher? Or do you want to go after somebody that is an established current F1 driver? Like Charles, like Max, like even Lewis Hamilton. If you have the money, you can go and get Lewis Hamilton. So yeah, like I said, my team career mode just allows you to do more things than driver. Driver career has just been the career mode from what I can gather, it's just the same career mode that's been out there for the last 5-6 years without any changes. But my team career mode allows you to do more. Have I seen Forza? Yes, I have seen in Forza Horizon 4 they have Lego cars because I have the game, I have the DLC, and I played the ever-loving shit out of Horizon 4 to the point where I've done everything that I can in that game, and I'm pretty much done with Horizon 4. Though I will say this, Horizon 3 was better because it had the Hot Wheels cars. It had Hot Wheels cars and Hot Wheels tracks. So I felt that was a better DLC than Lego was, personally. But yeah, going back into qualifying, dude, man, I have no idea what is going on. We're not making it out of Q1 anymore, and the Dutch Grand Prix, if you remember, this was where I got out of Q1 the first ever time back in Season 1. So this was the spot that I had felt very confident in that I could always get out of Q1 no matter what. But that is not the case today. We only start in 17th. With the Haasas and the Alfa Romeos not being getting it out as well. George Russell getting up to 11th, at least making it out of Q1. But that is a sorry state of affairs for this Williams car, that we can't even get out of Q1 anymore. Can't even get out of Q1 anymore because the car, we just cannot upgrade the car. Ouch. Okay. Maybe the driver is the problem. Shit. Okay. Here, take the steering wheel. Let me just rip it off of my desk. Let me shove it to you through the internet, and you yourself can drive this track and see how better you can get in this Williams car built out at level 95. Go have fun with it. Alright, so we got a 36 lap race here at Zandvoort, trying to bust ourselves out of 17th place to get up into the points. That's obviously the ultimate goal here.
For years, the passionate Dutch fans have been easy to find trackside at races across Europe and throughout the world. Now, at long last, they have a Grand Prix to call their own. It's a warm welcome once again to all of our viewers in the Netherlands and around the globe as we get underway for the Dutch Grand Prix. 4 lefts and 10 rights make up the 14 corners of the narrow and demanding Zandvoort circuit, with plenty of peaks and valleys over the course of a 2.6-mile lap, which will demand absolute concentration from our drivers here today. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's
I'm curious to see if George Russell actually got out of Q2.
Lines up on pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Looking down the rest
because
of the
it looked
grid,
like that
have
he was
Hamilton,
solid enough to get out of
Verstappen,
Q2.
Daniel Ricciardo and Perez, Gasly, Norris, Stroll, and Daniel
He did
Fiat,
not.
Ocon, Albon, Sebastian Vettel. They've taken a grid penalty, and Russell, Giovinazzi, O'Brien, Roman Grosjean.
I moved up
and
due to a grid
Carlos
penalty.
Sainz, Magnussen, and Kimi Räikkönen finishes off the grid.
Alright, so I do in fact move up.
Only a few places away from a points finish last race. We're hoping you can do it today.
Alright, so what is going to be my strategy? Well, the strategy is going to be the same as what it has been over The last few times that I've raced here at Zandvoort, we're pretty much going to go soft medium. And yes, that does mean that my tires are going to be absolutely shite by the time the race is over. I do feel like it is the best to get the fastest tires on these cars, just to give the best opportunity for the pace around the track as well as the overtaking down into turn 1. So that's what we're going to go with. It says pitting on lap 15. I'm curious as to, can it change if I go earlier, later? No, not at all. So we're going to pit on lap 15 to swap out for mediums, and that is going to be our strategy. Am I number 2 driver again? Man, it seems like it. I don't know what I can say about that. It just certainly seems like I'm a number 2 driver. Lando Norris qualified on hard tires. What? Lando Norris qualified on hard tires, so he's going to be starting on hard tires. Ah, yes, Broadband, the Jeff strategy. Classic. Grosjean is going to start on mediums, and also Carlos Sainz is going to start on hard. So that means that both McLaren drivers qualified into Q3 onto hard tires. Because obviously, Carlos Sainz taking the grid penalty, that means you take that 10-spot grid penalty back from where you qualified. He qualified in 9th and dropped down to 18th. Or he qualified in 8th and dropped down to 18th. So he qualified on hard tires, the same thing with Lando Norris. How did you qualify, or how were you able to qualify on hard tires in a place like this? I'm actually surprised that they actually even happened. So, there you go. 2 on hards, 1 on mediums, and the rest on soft tires. Starting in 17th, where do you think I'm going to finish? Let's go. Horrible start. Fuck! As soon as I looked over to you, Broadband, I'm blaming you on that one. That's what I get for looking at chat. Say it again, Broadband. I'll time you out for spamming. You really want to risk it? Joke, you're pushing your luck too. Track is already stressful enough to drive in the middle of an actual race. Trying to make it somewhat enjoyable to myself and to you guys. Oh, coming down, and we're gonna use. All right, that's gonna be our officially our first flashback. Once again, I missed my braking zone. Alright, 1 down, 2 to go.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Come on, George! Well, it's a good thing I got DRS, though. I'm probably going to attack him in the straightaway. How many times have I had to retire? I've had to retire twice. Twice in this career, I think 3 times total. I believe I had a retirement back in the My Team career mode. I can't remember who said it, but there's a way that you could overtake going into turn 6 and 7 if you're real good and real careful. I just find this track to be too narrow to get any overtaking past turn 3. Man, my patented Gendo dives are... My Gendo diving is not working right now. But yeah, no, I have held to my 3 flashback rule and crashed out 3 times past that in order to get 3 DNFs. Obviously, those that saw the Australia race this season know that very, very well. Last season was Hanoi. And then I'm trying to remember what it was at My Team career mode. 'Cause I definitely had it there too. Had one of them there. Hanoi's just shit, can confirm. Silverstone, yes. All because I made a stupid mistake and didn't change my engine. Oh, Russell, don't you fucking dare. Well, I killed Giovinazzi's front wing. Oh, hey, I made 2 overtakes and I killed Giovinazzi because I totally fucking dive bombed that first turn. Like an idiot. Fortunately, I didn't get any front wing damage. Oh, Ocon! Ocon is out of this race and he was slowing me up. And of course, everybody in front of me got around him. My favorite track is Canada. Or best track? While my favorite track is Canada, it's not my best track. My best track, if we're talking about being most successful, is either France or Russia. In my history of driving, both in 2019 and 2020, I have won more times at France and Russia than I have at any other track. So if we're going just by successes, then France and Russia are my best tracks. And I don't really like the flow of the track. That's the thing. I'm not a fan of the flow of the track, but I somehow seem to drive it decently. Oh, if we're talking about just taking away, successfulness at those tracks, then, as I said before, my top 5 tracks are Canada, number 1, then Spa, Monza, Austria, and Silverstone. If we're taking away...
burned off our excess fuel, we'll be back on target soon. Don't
if we're just taking away any sort of, successfulness at those tracks, and just aesthetically how I like driving those tracks, then yeah, that's my top 5. You got your DRS stuck open in Italy? Man, I wish I had that. Or even in Spa. I know I can do a lot better around these high downforce, slow turns. Slowly catching up to Albon here. Yes, this is Zandvoort. But if we're talking about successful tracks and, disregarding any sort of liking of the layout, France and Russia are definitely up there top 2. I'm trying to think what other tracks I've won at more than once. That's a hard ask for me because I don't know. Least successful. Definitely Monaco. Though I say Monaco, I did get a pole position at Monaco in 2019. with my McLaren team. So even then, I can't say I haven't been completely successful with Monaco, because I did get a pole position. Vietnam would definitely be one. Vietnam I have not gotten a win at. At least Vietnam's got some nice straightaways. That's about all you can say about it that's good. The flow to Vietnam is just trash. Abu Dhabi for sure I've never won at. What are my tires like? Oh, my tires are in the high 30s right now. Jesus. I'm supposed to go 3 more laps on these tires, by the way.
Yellow flag. Full course caution.
Oh!
The safety car is out. Keep an eye on the delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty. Slow down. Maintain positive delta. A new strategy is available on the MFD. Confirmed.
Did not mean to do that.
Drop your speed. Our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
Yep, time for some new tires. Valtteri Bottas has died.
George is coming in for his stop.
And so am I. I see most everybody is going on to the hard
Be
tires.
racing as you leave the pits. Go, go, go. Pit strategy complete. See these tires through to the end now.
Oh yeah, Vietnam Sector 3S's. They're a ball ache. Can confirm. So I'm looking, and most everybody went on to hard tires. Everybody is doing a one-stop, yes. Including me. But it looks like most everybody went soft to hard. I went soft to medium. Which means that my tires are going to be dead a lot faster than theirs. Do I think I can make it all the way to the end? Well, here's the thing. The computer projection said this. The computer projection said on lap 15 I come in and take medium tires, and those can, you know, be relatively useful throughout the rest of the race. So I basically came in 3 laps earlier, and I'm going to get 3 laps of extra wear, light wear, because I'm pacing, of course, but 3 extra laps of wear on these medium tires. Now the question is, how much more wear is that going to be in the grand scheme of things? Are we talking about 5% wear? Are we talking about 10% wear? It's a big difference when it comes to the actual grippiness of the tires with all the extra wear added onto it. Yeah, Sainz being ballsy. If he did come in and pit for those soft tires, which I think he did, he's going to be doing a 2-stop strat. put differential to 100. Oh, that's right. Sarantia said something to that effect where it's also supposed to help you with not using up as much fuel. Something to that effect. I can't quite remember. I've rarely done it, too.
Get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags.
But yeah, that's
Safety
the thing, I've
car
rarely
in this
done
lap.
it. And, well, differential immediately went back up to 55. It saves tires because of less grip. Ah, okay. I thought it was a fuel thing, not a tire thing. Yes, Madness, corner cutting is set to strict.
Green flag.
Oh, get fucked, Albon. Get fucked, Ferrari, too. Eat a dick, Ferrari. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Sebastian Vettel having none of that. Yes, my damage is set to full, by the way. Uh-oh. Yeah, I tried passing both Albon and Vettel at the same time. I got Albon, but Vettel was fucking pissed. Yeah, oh, send it. Or whatever was that that German rant that Vettel had that one Interlagos race. Hey, Lando Norris also running on the soft tire strat. So both McLarens are running into a two-stop strategy because they both started on hards and now have switched to soft tires. So that means that their next tire is going to be either another set of soft or they're going to medium. Do we need a Leclerc moment? Oh, there's the over-under, and he did hit me.
DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled.
It's the AI, man. AI makes some dumb decisions. I will say this, hey, it will be an automatic position for me. That's going to be the only good thing coming out of this, is that it will be an automatic position for me. I'm going to punt Kvyat for the caution, maybe. hate the banked corners here? Oh, shit. Also, J-Ro, how you doing, bud? I know I didn't say hi to you when you came in. Thanks for stopping by.
We advise moving to mix 2, fuel to mix 2.
God, that fucking DRS daisy chain. That DRS daisy chain, I can't really get past Norris and Kvyat because of it. I'm trying, Max. Oh, went too wide. Switching fuel mix, yeah, saves the fuel mixture. Lean uses up less fuel than standard, which uses up less fuel than rich. Shit. Like, if you want more power, you switch it to rich fuel. If you want less power, you switch it down to lean. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Still got a long way to go here, and Vettel is really trying to make that pass out there at turn 7. Turn 6, I should say. As you said before, Vettel is pissed. Vettel is pissed that I passed him. You're implementing my flashback rules? Well, good luck. Takes a lot of control. Norris is wearing out his tires staying behind Kvyat. See, here's the problem. Like I said, Norris is wearing out his softs just staying behind Kvyat. Being on the faster tire, he really should have been able to pass Kvyat laps ago at this point in time. Not lately, Madness, no. See, even 2/10, even 2/10 is not close enough. Oh, maybe. No. I pushed myself too deep. That could have ended badly right there. I'm giving him till the end of the season, Purple. After that, then I'm moving on. And by moving on, I mean not doing this career, moving on to something else. You went for the Claire emote there, Max? Oh, shit. Well, if this was real life, the stewards would definitely look into that overtake. That was a big old Gendo bomb. And now I've got Torpedo in front of me. Am I going to torpedo the torpedo? Oh, absolutely. I mean, why do you think I've got my patented move called the Gendo Bomb? It's literally just torpedo. We'll probably do another game as like a palate cleanse for like a couple of weeks. And then we'll move back to career mode, like my team career mode here. Ah, you went with the random one. Gotcha. What do we got here? Still got Norris, just cannot find a way to get around people. Norris is still killing his tires. But now I don't need to fight it out behind him. Oh, is Kvyat out of DRS range? He was. I have speed, but I don't have enough speed to beat him into turn one. I am waiting for Lando Norris to hit those pits. There's no way he's making these soft tires last. The AI has got to be foolish as hell if he's gonna stay out all this the rest of the way on soft tires. Well, he was, and now he's finally come to pit. Oh, look at who is behind me. It's Sebastian Vettel. Also, shit, George Russell is like 11 seconds behind me. So, like, I have a gap between myself and George So even if Vettel passes me, I still get 10th place points, and like there's not a problem with it. Yeah, Vettel is Angie. He's big Angie. Come on. I'm at the point in time where I need to be conscious in my fuel saving efforts. 9 laps to go. I need to be more lean to standard instead of standard to rich. Oh, fuck. We got out of it, though.
We're not going to be able to run in this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix 2 soon.
You're damn right. Why do you think I've been able to get the speed I've wanted? However, at this point in time, it's not even going to matter because it's all about durability, and I'm on 30% used tires. Everybody that's been on the hard tires is probably half that. So I used up the durability of my tires. Everyone that's on hards, still good to go. Man, there are several emotes that I need to put in. Haven't commissioned anybody on them, though. Hey, I guess Gendo Speed, add that, but I mean, the front wing. Gendo front wing damage. That's one that needs to get added. Alright, 8 laps to go. And it almost feels like it goes without saying, I'm going to get at least 10th place. Just about everything is shaping up behind me. I think that I'm going to get at least 10th place. Vettel might pass me somewhere around here before the end of the race. But looking at Carlos Sainz, ooh, Carlos Sainz switched to the soft tires. He might actually make a push. Whose wing is that? Whose wing is it anyway? The show where the driving is made up and the wings don't matter. Ooh, I thought Kvyat bounced off the wall there. Who wants to be a front wing? I don't think anybody wants to be a front wing. That's not a question, that's a threat. I don't jam down on my brake. And yeah, even though I have my brake pressure set to 100, I don't jam down on my brake going into that the banked corner. I definitely do not have ABS
I think
on.
you're going to start losing some tire grip around now.
I definitely do not have ABS on my car. I'm gonna say that's a tough one because the Rams actually have a good pass defense. I'll still say Tampa Bay, though. Don't think I didn't read your question, Max. I did, but I can't read it all in one go. So yeah, I will leave Williams if they do not give me aero or chassis facility upgrades.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
My hubris has allowed Vettel to pass. But yeah, as it stands right now, I'm only at spec 1 for aero and chassis, but I'm at spec 2 for my durability and my powertrain. The aero and the chassis have not been invested in since I started the save. So like I said, at this point in time, oh shit. At this point in time, if Williams is not going to invest in either one, which would no doubt make this car a lot better than what it is, I would have the ability to make this a lot better than what it is, then I'm just going to pack it up because I don't want to just deal with a stagnant car. Finale 91, thanks for the follow, dude. Hope you're doing well. Hope you enjoyed the stream. We will have 5 laps to go when we cross the line. And Carlos Sainz is 6 seconds back. He's been making about a half a second each lap. He is not in any DRS zone, and Norris is not DRS daisy chaining behind him.
Execute order 66.
Oh shit. Purple Tentacles, thank you very much for the gifted sub and the support and dedication to the stream. And let's welcome Aiden into Gendo's gang. Get your hey-yos in the chat. Show some love for the new member and the donator. Thank you very much, Purple. I hate to say that caused me to lose a second on Carlos Sainz behind me. I hate to say, but that definitely did cause me to lose some time on Carlos.
Some information on Norris. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
This will also be the first chance of points for me all season. I was close a couple of times at Bahrain and China. I was close to getting points there. Finishing, I believe, 12th and 11th, respectively. But this is a damn shame compared to last season where I got like 59 points. I honestly don't know either, Finale. Maybe that's just Twitch being weird. When isn't Twitch broken nowadays? Seems like. Alright, 2 laps to go. Crossing the line. Carlos Sainz, 3 seconds back. Still on his soft tires. Kvyat locking himself up. Going into turn 1. Uh-oh. Running myself into the back of Vettel there. Also, if you heard a little bit, I did lock the brakes up going into that turn 3. That very, very tight turn. The high bank turn. There was definitely some lock up there, and I heard it. Oh, Kvyat locks up again. Oh shit. Coming into the final lap. How's my R&D tree? I will show you after I'm all done with this. Unfortunately, due to the fact that AI is not investing into some facilities, I'm maxed out as high as I can go in some departments. Scenario 7, well, I almost fucking spun out trying to activate Scenario 7. Because once again, Kvyat's locking up his fucking tires. I got Carlos Sainz breathing down my neck. Hold!
Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty.
Charles Leclerc is your winner. We got Mel Gibson, William Wallace telling everybody, hold! And we are, in fact, going to hold. We're going to get our first point this season. It's 1 point, but it's a point nonetheless. We finished 10th place here at the Dutch Grand Prix. Max punching air right now. But yeah, Charles Leclerc fucking winning. You'll love to see it.
That's a fantastic performance from Ferrari.
Mattia Binotto, you might as well get a last look at him because he's not coming back next season.
So, Anthony, what
You would
made
hope,
the
you would
difference
hope.
out there today?
Well, they played the safety car to absolute perfection. There are so many factors to worry about.
That's
once
okay,
the race is
Lizion.
neutralized. I mean, do you pit for
I finished in
rubber?
10th though.
Do you
I
have
finally
space
got my first
behind
point
you?
this
How
season.
much fuel can you save? If you answer all of those questions correctly, you'll have a good chance. And that's exactly
6th place for
what happened
Gasly.
today.
Ferrari are at it again. An excellent performance at today's
Leclerc
Grand
for
Prix,
Verstappen
and
came
they're
in
certainly a team
second,
that know
Daniel
what they're
Ricciardo
doing
for
out
third.
there.
Alright, now that's a podium I can get behind. Alright, I'm going to pause this right here. That's a podium I can get behind. Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen, Daniel Ricciardo, not a single Mercedes in sight. You'll love to see it. To be fair, Max, I did in fact have like the 2 more freebie for fast repairs. I say fast repairs, flashbacks. I did have like 2 flashbacks at my disposal, so if I did spin out, I could have just used one. Yeah, we got a pose. Woo! Not like it matters. I don't really care too much about this.
And
anything
now
outside
let's
the
take
liveries.
a look at the driver's standings.
Wow, so obviously Bottas, something happened to his car. Bottas dying is what caused the safety car to come out. Ocon was the other one that DNF'd. 2K is probably going to buy Codemasters. It's take 2 right now. So what you're saying is that 2K is probably going to buy take 2. But no, Take 2 is owned by 2K, or is it the other way around? It's not it's not an if, dude. It is happening. They are being bought. Take-Two owns 2K. Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's not an if. It is happening. It has been reported that it is happening. Codemasters is going to be bought under Take-Two. So they'll be alongside with 2K.
With today's impressive...
So anyway, didn't mean to do that. Leclerc, Verstappen, Ricardo, Lewis Hamilton is 4th. Perez, Gasly, Stroll, Kvyat, Vettel, and myself round out your top 10. Is VIP Pass forever? No, you have to buy it every single series. I found that out after Series 2, that it does not carry over. You have to rebuy it every single series. But here's the thing. If you don't spend any Pitcoin, the amount of Pitcoin that you get in the Season Pass, in the VIP Season Pass, that is enough Pitcoin to have you buy VIP for next season. So you just can't spend that Pitcoin on anything in the item shop. You got to save it so that you can use that for VIP going into next season. But you do earn enough to buy it into next season. You cannot carry it over. You have to buy it. Spanish Grand Prix never has been one of my favorites just because of the fact that, as I may mention before, it's always Sector 3 that seems to kill any sort of good time I may have started to set, because that hard break going into the hairpin and then the chicane that is at the very end of the track, that's pretty much where I lose all of my time and any good progress that I would have had in that entire lap. So I'm hoping that there will be a little bit of a difference today. I'm hoping that we may have a little bit of a better time. All comes down to how well I can run the track, of course. I don't know about you guys. What do you guys feel about the Spanish Grand Prix? Like, in real life, I just feel like that the general consensus is do away with the Spanish Grand Prix because, of course, the teams already test at the Barcelona track, so it would probably be better to go to a different track instead of the Barcelona track. You know, like the Portuguese Grand Prix, like the Turkish Grand Prix, something like that. Just so they don't have to race at a track that they already just do winter testing at. Like, why is that a necessary thing? Why are you racing at a track that is essentially deemed a test track for you guys? You feel like that track could be better suited somewhere else. Or the track slot would be better suited to some other track. You got first and second in your first 2 races? Dude. Ooh, this is going to be an interesting one. So it's going to be sunny for the entire qualifying session, but cloudy for the entire race. I'm actually a little weary about that because even though it says dry conditions on the track, I don't think that there is going to be rain. Though I just see that entire bunch of clouds on that weather forecast, I can't help but think, where's the rain going to be coming down? Because you're trained to think that there's going to be rain. Well, I really hope that we're not going to have any drifto mode here, Lark. Alright, let's get our practice going. You're playing with 90 difficulty. You think we need to up it a bit? No, I think you just got lucky with your development. In all honesty, I think it just came down to being lucky with the development. That everybody took a massive hit, but you didn't. I would say take a look at the rest of the season and see if maybe next season you'd have to up the difficulty, but just don't do it right now. Like, honestly, it looks like that it may have just been a one-off. So go a few more races into the season and see if that is, in fact, a trend or if it was just an anomaly. Hey, that's good stuff there, Lizion. You were racing for Red Bull before the regulation change. God damn. That's why I said I just am not a fan. I am not a fan of that final sector because of how tight and how stupid the turns are. You're racing for Red Bull before. The regulation change hit the chassis, engine, and durability. Good God, he hit 3 at once. See, I would just be like, dude, why are the F1 gods against me at that point in time? Because that is just a pile of garbage that hits you in 3. Like, I've had 2 before. I've never had 3. So just seeing that, it's just, I don't know what you were thinking, but I can't think it was any good at all. What's really holding you back feels to be the chassis, the slow corners. AI always caught up there, but he lost that bit in the fast turns. Well, something that you think that you could develop? Like, is it a problem of your dev tree? Or do you think that it's the way that you drive? Or could it be both? I don't know. I guess I did not need to go all the way down to 3rd gear there. Alright, so now I know at least where that corner cut is. So if I get on that second bumper at all, going up this hill, if I go on that second bumper at all, that is going to be a corner cut. That's another thing. This I guess is one of those tracks that maybe I would benefit with getting a little bit more time in the sim to drive it better, because of the fact that I just can't seem to get the turn in, turn out correctly for a good number of these turns in here. No such thing as a slow F1 car. There's no such a thing as a slow F1 car in the turns that wins races. That is true. I would say, and go one step further and say, there's no such thing as a slow F1 car, period, that wins races. That is a thing that just does not happen.
And with all the cars now over the line...
It showed that it was going to be raining, so I'm skipping ahead to FP2. Because here's the thing, my philosophy is if I'm not going to be racing in the weather in the actual race, I am not going to be driving it in practice, because there's no point. There is absolutely no point in doing that. Only if it was going to be raining in in the qualifying or the actual race would I then go out and practice in the wet weather. Otherwise, it's just a complete waste of time for me. Once in a while, there's a fluke in races with rain. Also, I've never seen anybody spell fluke like that. I mean, I understand what you were saying, but I've never seen anybody spell fluke that way before. Hey, Sarancia, my man. How you doing, bud? I assume that you're late because you were playing FM21. If that's the case, don't apologize. Like, I know everybody is playing FM21 at this point. I should, once again, I can't go down to third gear there. Fourth gear is fine. You would spell like that if your first language is Portuguese? I was gonna say F-L-U-K-E. I'm sure you knew that, but you're reverting to your Portuguese tendencies.
Program complete and
Tysman says you're not putting up 21 because I am live. Oh, how sweet of you. I will say this, back in the days of Football Manager, if I was going to be watching streams of other people playing Football Manager, I would also have my Football Manager game side save up on my other monitor. So if you want to play Football Manager 21 while also watching, if you have two monitors to do it, then go ahead, do it. I've done it before. It's not like you're going to be disrespecting me or anything. Ah, I got you. You're on a laptop. God, I miss the days of having a laptop that actually was powerful enough to play Football Manager. The last laptop that I had, and we're talking like 8 years ago now, last laptop I had was good up until FM 2014. And then after 2014, actually I didn't even play 2014 because I was kind of done with the game at that point in time, and then picked up 2015 and fell in love with it again. But last laptop I had played 2013 fine. And then when I tried to get back into it with 2015, it just was too powerful for the laptop. And I haven't had a laptop since. It's like, man, I remember those days. Like, I was just too mad at FM. After 2013, I just did not want to pick up 2014 because it's like there's nothing that's changed between 13 and 14, which legitimately there wasn't anything that changed. Like that is not hyperbole. There was literally nothing that changed between 13 and 14. So I just did not justify spending money to pay for 14.
Okay, test complete, and that was a very good job.
Alright, we're good with that. The stars low as all I have is Europe. All of Europe, China, USA, Argentina, and Brazil. Dude, you are taxing your PC. You're taxing your CPU by having that many leagues loaded in. Hey, what's going on, Bean? Yeah, Sarancia helped you out there with the wheel that I got. See, that's the thing. I didn't pay for my laptop. I got it as a Christmas gift. But my dad, who bought it, he's also very tech savvy. He did not buy me a laptop that could play video games. That is the whole thing. He was not buying me a laptop that would be useful to play anything video game related. It was mostly just going to be a school laptop. So it didn't really have the processing power required for video gaming. I tried playing a cracked copy of Call of Duty 4 on my laptop. and it was not powerful enough. Like there was just no way in hell I was playing anything that took any sort of processing power on the laptop that I had back then. I'm sure that is a present that was put to good use there, Choke. But like I said, that it was mostly a computing laptop for my schooling. So I got it around 2009, 2010. Just missing my turn-ins. Something fierce here. Christ on a bike. This is just some bad driving. Not something out of the ordinary when you got me here at the helm. So, basically, the end of the story is that I had... By the time I had gotten out of college, I really wanted to have a tower. I really wanted to have a tower for video games because pretty much everybody that was a floor mate of mine in my dorm all pretty much had their own rigs. And here I was, poor college kid, could not scrap any money together to get a rig, to build a rig of my own, so I vowed I would. And basically the first thing I did out of college, after I got my job and my first several paychecks that were going to be used specifically for building a computer rig, I went and bought my first rig. Not anything custom, or not anything pre-built, I should say, all custom built. And with that first rig, God, what was my first game? It was BioShock Infinite. BioShock Infinite was the first game I got with the new rig. Masterpiece. Masterful game it was. And I loved... I could actually play it at a steady-ass frame rate without anything choppy, without any low poly graphics. I was in heaven with that. And then what did I do between 2015 and 2018? I used the computer for the majority of my time playing Football Manager. What a wonderful use of all that processing power and all that RAM that I had to go and play Football Manager within barely anything else. Alright, what did I say, Oven? You said slow F1 cars don't win. That is true. But if you look at the 2003 Brazilian Grand Prix, Fisichella... What about Fisichella? He won with a Jordan. Okay, and? And Montoya won in a Williams. Well, they weren't as shit as they were nowadays in the Williams. And wasn't Jordan still a decent team in the early 2000s, or basically was it after Schumacher left they went downhill? Or was it like something like that? Gasly won in an AlphaTauri. I didn't think AlphaTauri was considered slow. And no, that's not just because I'm thinking of my own game. I just didn't think AlphaTauri was slow. But maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, I don't watch F1. So I can't really give you a proper diagnosis on everybody. Huh.
It's time to remind ourselves of our top three.
I'd rather not remind myself. See, here's the thing. I know I'm going to be shit at this track. Yeah, when would you say was the last good year for Williams? Like 2012, 2013? Like when, dare I say it, Pastor Maldonado actually won a race? Or was Williams like on its decline there and it was just sheer luck Pastor won? Whoa, what was that 40 at? Energy store? Oh, Jesus, that energy store is being shot to shit right now. Williams, constructors... Oh, on a second. No, I think you're thinking maybe 2016. F1 season. Now, let's look at this because I'm thinking that it was like 2016 that they got third. I don't think anything past that. Let's take a look. So yeah, here's 2017. Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, Force India, Williams. Okay, Williams were 5th in 2017. So you're probably thinking 2016 because they definitely weren't third in 2018. They were definitely last place in 2018. 2016, they were 5th. Is it 2015 then? Maybe it was 2015 they finished third. Yeah, there you go. 2015 they finished in 3rd place. Then it was 5th, and then 2018 they dropped, like, substantially. They fucking dropped to, like, last place. So there you go. Yeah, Williams, you could feasibly say their last good season was 2015. And who was driving for Williams at the time? Was it Maldonado? Was he still there? It was Bottas and Massa. That's actually a solid team. Fuck. Let's not put anything past this 2015 Williams team. They had Massa and Bottas in there. So that was a solid team. And this was also young up and coming Bottas too. Yeah, 2018, you take a look at the standings, and I guarantee you Williams is at the bottom. Oh, no. Oh, well, technically, all right, they would have been last place because Force India, got 59 points, but because they went into administration and they forfeited everything. So, technically, they weren't last place, but let's be real, they were last place in 2018. So, there you go. Alright, skip out on practice. What was the reason for that big drop? Engine is a fucking rocket ship. It's just their chassis and aero or shit. Yeah, just like in real life. Or just like nowadays. So I'm pretty sure that's just a carryover. That has to just be a carryover. At least Pastor is not Grosjean. Do you remember both of them drove for Lotus at the same time? No, I did not, because I am not that big of an F1 historian. Not yet. I'm trying. Alright, so actually, I do have enough R&D points. I could build up something. Actually, I kind of want to build up the energy store. When is that going to get done? May 11th? And it's May 7th. So I want to build up the energy store more so than the control electronics, because the control electronics are the last thing that gets worn down on this car, right, as far as the engine durability goes. So I'm not even going to touch that one. Let's just get right into qualifying. You'd argue Williams have been in the decline since 99. They've never really recovered from finishing 5th in that season. What would you say why? What's your reasoning as to why? Last race you wanted to swap engine parts from P3 to Q1, but it wasn't allowed. When is the last time you could change without penalty? FP2. Actually, technically, you should not have gotten a penalty between FP3 and qualifying 1. In fact, the only thing that I would say that would be a penalty is if you changed gearboxes, because the main gearbox that you use in FP3 is supposed to be the race gearbox. Your practice gearbox is for FP1 and FP2, but from FP3 onward, you've got the main gearbox. So if you replace the gearbox, that could lead to penalties. But as far as engine goes, you could change your engine. You could change any bit of your engine out before Q1, and you should be fine. So I don't know how you got a penalty for that, but the only thing I can think of is if you change the gearbox at all at FP3, because the FP3 is the racing gearbox to be used. Was allowed to change on engine part, a one engine part only. I don't know. I don't know, because I've not done that. I've made all my engine changes in either FP1 or FP2 after both of those sessions were done. Never got into FP3. And whenever I made engine changes in qualifying, or after qualifying, I should say, I took a grid penalty because, of course, Parc Fermé, which is understandable. But as far as FP3 into Q1, that little space in between, I've never come across that because I've never made engine changes at that point in time, so I cannot help you out there. If someone else has, if someone else in the chat has done that and has gotten that penalty, please speak up on your experience as to why that was, because from my experience, I've never done it, so I cannot tell you. You left the gearbox untouched, then I honestly don't know. I'm sorry, I cannot be of any more help. And that's why I call upon the chat to see if the chat can help you out there. Because I don't know. Alright, so I'm probably going to qualify like 17th or 18th. As I said before, it's pretty much going to be Sector 3 that is going to shit all over my time. I'm gonna restart that one. But yeah, Oven, I fell into the trap and have fallen into the trap before where I have that reserve, that practice engine and that main engine, the race engine, but forget to make the change before qualifying starts. I've done that more than once, I hate to say. So I either just stick with the engine that I have, or I take the grid penalty. I'll try that next time, Joke. Alright, 116.6 isn't bad, but I feel like, once again, I'm going to be down like 16th, 17th, 18th, that range. Don't go on the curb into turn 1. Don't touch the curb at all, or just go over it a little bit.
If you want to know specific information or make certain changes to the car during a pit stop, you can tell me what you want over the radio.
I've actually not had that big of a problem with that one.
To activate the system, and you can either speak the command or select it manually from the radio screen that will appear on the multifunction display. While the radio is active, cycle through command groups with the MFD button.
I've actually not had that big of a problem going on that curb, personally. Daniel Kvyat. Okay, so right now George Russell is holding that final spot of Q1. He is 0.4 faster than me. So if I somehow want to go and make it past Q1, I'm going to have to get 0.4 faster. 17th ain't bad right now. And now I dropped to 18th. You can see the car either snap a bit or it just takes a little bit more to start gripping. Just from your experience of trying to do that, Joke. I just want to drive the historic layout. That's all. That's all I want. Not having a good time. And then I spin out. Of course I did. Because I took it way too shallow. I took that turn way too shallow. And then when I try... to take it wide and have a later apex, I stay wide. Oh my lord. Okay, I'm just gonna say this right now. I'm not getting out of Q1, but I still want to know what the hell I need to do to attack this corner. And see, that's why I said Sector 3 always kills my time, because I never get it right. And I hate how it's set up. Huh. Oh, fuck that. Whatever. Starting 18th. Christ. I need a better car is what I need. I need better aero, but they won't give me anything to the aero. So once again, it's both Haas's, both Alphas, and myself that didn't make it out of Q1. George Russell did, in fact, sneak his way out of it. Yeah, honestly, Sarancia, what do you think is the problem
Good day
here?
today. Let's have your take on it.
Should I give a tick
How will
more
not
on my
making
low
Q3
down
affect your
force?
strategy tomorrow? How do you feel this season is going for you? Is the car competitive?
We need to develop, well, both the chassis and the aero, but at this point in time, I can't really do
Appreciate
either.
your time.
Can't do either. It's garbage, man. It's fucking garbage. I hate it. Hate everything about it. Saratia, we were talking about should I add more downforce? Like, when you made your changes to V4 for Spain, did you add more downforce? Specifically low downforce? Like, did you raise the front wing up by 1? Like, I don't know if that would be...
Obviously, I expected a better session.
See,
but
that's the
these
thing,
things happen from time to time.
Lucianix. I've
Try to
run
make up
this
for it in the
track
race.
now on four different setups, and it always feels like it's loose in one spot, tight in another. Alright, let's just get to the race. Let's get this over with. And it's supposed to be all cloudy throughout the entirety of the race. It's going to be all cloudy. Newey left in 97, Renault engine supply left in 98, which led them fending for themselves for a new head engineer and a new engine supplier. Yeah,
The
it is.
Spanish Grand Prix has been a permanent fixture on the Formula One
You're a little too loud, Crofty.
calendar for over 30 years now, and for good reason. Do you remember Michael Schumacher's absolute dominance here in that rain-soaked Grand Prix in 1996? That day he took his first ever victory for Ferrari, and we've had many more iconic moments since. The Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya then, a high-speed 2.89-mile circuit which demands an efficient downforce package and bravery on the part of the driver, especially through the blind right of turn 9, which we might just see taken flat this weekend. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him in
that
pole
could be my
position,
playback,
and it's
Tato.
Valtteri Bottas that
I have to
completes
look
the
into
front
it. That
row.
may be my
Moving
playback.
on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Vettel, Carlos Sainz, and Ricciardo, Norris, Gasly.
It doesn't.
Ocon,
Here's the thing.
and Daniel
It doesn't sound
Kvyat,
echoing in my
Verstappen,
headphones.
Albon, Sergio Perez, and Stroll, Russell, Raikkonen, Antonio Giovinazzi, and O'Brien, Grosjean, and Kevin Magnussen fills the last spot on the grid.
Oh, no, that's not the reason, Liam. I just turned the music off because I didn't want to listen to the in-game music
Let's
anyway.
aim to keep the momentum going.
Shut up, Jeff. No, that's not the case, Liam. I just don't like listening to the in-game music in this game regardless. I do still play the theme at the very start of my stream because, hey, I haven't gotten dinged on it yet, so I might as well keep going. We'll see how long it can keep up. But yeah, as far as the in-game music, I'm just not really a fan of that ambient music. So that's why I turned it off. Why did I choose Williams? Because I hate myself, and I'm somebody that loves to do challenges. Going back to like Football Manager days and taking certain teams in certain leagues with certain restrictions, or a collective challenge like cross-world, cross-country, cross-continent, cross-world challenges. It's just what I wanted to do, to try and get the most out of a game, to try and test myself, which is the reason why I chose to do a Williams challenge here. To try not to suck with Williams is the name of the title. Staying with Williams the entire way through during a build to see how much I can get out of this car, how much I can build it up and turn it into potential, best constructor or best car in the game. Right now, I've hit a roadblock because the AI on the back end does not want to spend money on the two areas that I want to build up, the aero and the chassis. I've already maxed out both of them for the spec level 1 that is default. The durability and the powertrain have gone up to spec 2. AI decided to spend money on those two areas, but they have not decided to spend money on the aero and the chassis, which are kind of important. I may have a fast engine, we got the Mercedes engine, but if I can't make this thing less of a sailboat and take less weight off of it, or take more weight off of it to make it weigh less, then we're not really going to go anywhere. And this is already my 3rd season. I've actually won a race. I won at the French Grand Prix last season. But my average finish has been somewhere around 12th, 13th place as a whole. And I wanted to, by this season, try and consistently get up into the top 10 spots to consistently get points. That's not been the case. And I feel like that major contributing factor of that is that I've not been able to build my car out. And the AI just does not want to spend the money to help me build that car out. So that's all the reason why I'm doing this challenge, though. I will say this, if by the end of the season the AI does not put any money into either the aero or the chassis, I'm probably going to stop because of the fact that at that point in time, it's just going to be like pounding my head against the wall. Nothing's going to change. I'm going to have a very mediocre car, barely trying to get points, and at the end of the day, it might just not be worth it. And then we'll probably just move on to do something else. Get a little palate cleanser before coming back to this. But that's kind of what I'm feeling right now. They did one performance update. That is correct. They nerfed Ferrari, which also nerfed Alpha and Haas, and they did buff Racing Point. Yeah, it was definitely made apparent in the vehicle performance chart after those buffs and nerfs happened. However, Ferrari, in my save, have overcome all that nerfage and have risen back up to number 2 car in my save. Because the nerfage actually dropped them down to 5th best car. So the AI has stockpiled enough points and they built up their car real damn well to get back up to number 2. However, Alpha and Haas are still below me. What's my wheel? It's a Logitech G923. Used to have a Logitech G29, and the G923 is basically the newer model. It's $100 more. I honestly would say go with the G29 if you're looking at Logitech stuff. There really isn't any difference between the G29 and the G923, except a little bit of an extra motor in this called True Force that gives you a little bit of extra wheel feedback when you're dealing with engine feel, road feel, running over curbs, running over grass, etc. Is it worth an extra $100? I don't think so. So if you're looking at strictly Logitech wheels, get the G29. $100 cheaper. It's best bang for your buck. I would recommend that. Will I ever upgrade to a Fanatec cassette? You are not the only one that has said that, Todd. It's not that I won't ever. It's at this point in time I'm not, because I just got this new wheel. Fanatec and Thrustmaster, they are high quality. Yes. They're also expensive. It's another thing. Especially if I try to, piece together my own wheel, like direct drive wheels, pedals, shifter, all separately made. We're talking about getting up to thousands of dollars. So I'd rather not do that. If I wanted to make that switch, I will in due time. But at this point in time, I just don't want to. I'm perfectly comfortable with the Logitech that I have. So I would recommend that. As far as the Thrustmaster and the Fanatec wheels, I'm not an expert on that. I've never had those wheels, so I've had people come in and speak praises of some of their pre-builts. And if you want to go down that route, go ahead by all means. I'm just giving you my experience with the Logitech side of the wheel market. I cannot speak to Fanatec and Thrustmaster, but other people can. So if you want to make that decision on your own, by all means, take everything into account and figure out which wheel is best for you. The Amazon sale for G29 is 45% off. See, there you go. Right there. Absolutely pick that up then. I would highly recommend picking it up at 45% off. Hell, when I got my G29, I got it for $220. I don't know what a sale percentage that was, but it definitely was on sale when I got my G29. I'd highly recommend looking for deals, looking for sales stuff for those wheels, because that is probably, and in fact, now it's Black Friday time. You might as well start looking for stuff on Black Friday to make sure that you're getting the most bang for your buck when it comes to getting any sort of wheel if you want to go down that road. All right, so it looks like the top 10 are all starting on soft and everyone behind are starting on the medium. I kind of want to start on the soft tire myself. Let me see if that's even possible. I want to see if yeah, I don't think starting on the soft may even be possible. No, actually starting on the soft tire would make it so that I would lose 2 seconds overall. Would not honestly be worth it. So more than likely would go medium tires till lap 14 and then hard tires the rest of the way. Because of course Spain loves to eat tires. That's another thing that I found out. Spain loves eating tires. Seconds. All right. Do that. On this British Amazon, it goes down from 300 pounds to 159. Dude, that's a solid deal. F1 is the only racing game you play, but you've got other things at the moment you're comfortable using a PS4 controller, and that's completely fine too. Sim racing is not a cheap hobby to get into. If you want to look to try and get a wheel for your game, you're obviously looking at paying at least 200 pounds, $200 at the very minimum just for a wheel. And then not just the games, but any DLC that's added on to it, or just, your entire lineup of games too. Those cost, pretty pennies there. So yeah, sim racing, you basically got to look as to how much time are you going to put into playing those games with that wheel. And if you think that's going to be a high number to get you a good return on investment, then yes, go ahead and buy that wheel. Go ahead and buy those games. Otherwise, you don't have to. It's completely up to you. You have a whole 90 pounds like about $3. A very slow start. Get out of my way, Kimmy! My own father is blocking me. Yeah, Kimmy is prone to do that. Man, Lance Stroll's having a nightmare. He went through that chicane pretty damn slow. So who's ready for another procession race? That's what Spain feels like. And oh hey, guess what? We got Monaco right after this. We got 2 procession races, one right after another. Yeah, I did feel myself slow down and not have enough grip.
Caution, caution.
Uh-oh, who died?
Someone's come off ahead of you. There's a yellow flag ahead.
It is an Alpha Tauri.
Some information on Kvyat. They've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring.
Oh, Kvyat, the hard base has parked it for the day. What? That's track limits? Come on now.
DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Oh, stay on track, buddy. Hate that I gotta change my braking zone up. Sitting behind somebody. Oh fuck, this was bad. This was all bad. Oh, saved it. That was so bad, though. Yeah, that's the whole thing. That hairpin, it's all about...
The track is clear. Green flag.
Oh, somebody else died in front of us. It's all about late apexing that hairpin. Whoa, Brian. Okay, I guess that other caution flag was a non-starter. I guess whoever got it came back on track just fine. Come on. Yeah, reinstalling. Maybe reinstalling drivers could help you with your wheel problem. How can you tell that, Porridge? Where can you even go to see that you last watched somebody? If I click on your name, or you clicked on my name, okay. I did not know that. Well, welcome back, dude. It has been a while. You probably checked in, okay, 2016. What was I doing in Football Manager back in 2016? I'm trying to think of what save I would have been doing back then. Maybe Bilbao? I think maybe my Bilbao save was back in 2017, or 2016, because that would have been FM 2017. Or maybe British Steel Challenge, I don't know. Yeah, well, unfortunately, Porridge, I've moved on from Football Manager. I'm strictly a racing game guy now at this point in time. Or, I can't say strictly, but mostly a racing game guy, but I'm not going back to Football Manager. I've heard FM21 was good, though, and I wish everybody that is playing it all the best with it. I've had too many bad memories of Football Manager towards the final year of my playing it that I just don't want to go back to it. Alright, Kimmy, I have you now. Competitively, like esports-wise? I agree, but, I mean, you play however you want to play. How's the Williams car? I've maxed it out as far as I can with the facilities that I have. The durability and the powertrain are currently on spec level 2. The aero and the chassis are only spec level 1. That's really hindering me right now. The fact that I only have it built out to the level 1 max. The AI controlling Williams has not put any money into either the aero or the chassis. Fuck. I'm also a bad driver around Spain, so don't mind me. It is still a boat. It's less of a sailboat, though. The sail is smaller. The sail is smaller, the tub is a little bit lighter. Oh, that's really cool, Porridge. Hats off to you if you had any success in that. Yeah, isn't that is the problem there, Thomas. We're saying Dorilton Capital are not putting any money into this team, and it is absolutely showing. Ah, I knew it. As soon as I went over, I knew it. Alright, well, I've got one more overage before a 3-second time penalty. also, to be fair, Z Bartel, I did, in fact, win a race.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
I'd rather not. I did, in fact, win a race, the French Grand Prix last year. Alright, take it easy, Porridge. Have a good night. If you guys want to know my stream, it is down below in the info boxes. But if you want to hear it vocalized, it's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. 5:30 Chicago time. I'm not going to be streaming this Thursday because it is a U.S. Thanksgiving. I'm going to my family's. So I will not be streaming at all. Yeah, but Lizionix, it's pretty much the same thing with McLaren. Like, Bruce McLaren obviously is no longer around, and the family doesn't own the team anymore. It still has the McLaren name on it. So, I mean, why can't the same thing happen with Williams?
We pretty much burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon.
Will
Don't wait
P,
too
thanks for
long
the
to
follow,
turn
my man.
engine down.
Hope you're doing well, Will. Hope you enjoy the stream. Come on. Yeah, that is true. McLaren does have a car manufacturer, a proper car manufacturer alongside with their racing team. And in all honesty, I think that was one clause in the contract when Williams was selling it off. That had to have been a clause where basically we are only going to be selling it to you if you keep the Williams name. That had to be a buying clause. Or a seller's clause, I should say. Is you've got to keep the Williams name if you're going to be continuing on with the F1 team. The family dropped out because the family ran out of money. They ran out of money, they ran out of investors to continuously run the team. It's from my understanding. Yes, I'm up into 8th, but I still need to pit. My pit cycle still has to come through. I hate those chicane curves at the end. I really fucking do. George Russell up to 6th right now. As long as we won't see another Andrea Moda, the worst F1 team ever. Worst statistically, worst run. Oh, stay on track. I got a little scared there. I wasn't going to make it. MasterCard Lola. When was that? That was a 90s one, wasn't it? Also, I didn't even know that Lola sponsored an F1 team. or not sponsored, but I didn't know Lola threw their hat into making F1 racers. I remember Lola from, like, early IndyCar days, like 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s. I didn't know Lola was a maker of F1 cars.
We're approaching the pit window.
Right, I had it mixed up. Like, I knew Lola from IndyCar because they made IndyCar chassis back in the day. I didn't know they made F1 chassis, or had an F1 division. '97? What? Seriously? Shit.
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
Alright, that's flashback number 1. Okay, well, here's the question. What came first? This is to test your Google Foo right now. Which came first? Lola making F1 cars or Lola making IndyCar cars? Yes, 50% achieved. Losing ground on Leclerc, but I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, when looking up history, when looking up historical seasons, I've seen HRT pop up before. Seen like HRT, Super Agari, or whatever it's called. Then what was it, Life? Which was a subsidiary of Ferrari. Was it Life Motors or something like that? Yeah, Liam doing a one-stop, medium to hard. Going to be coming into pit next lap, next time by.
Box, we're coming in this lap.
PC specs are down below, or type in !PC. That'll tell you what size screen I play on. Don't know off the top of my head, but it is 1080p. It's the 16:9 monitor. 16:9 Spectre. I think it's something like 27 inches. I don't know. Like I said, I can't remember. No, it's 23 inches. It's 23-inch 1080p 16:9 model. And yeah, I got another 16:9 right here.
You'll be
Camera's on
the
top of
exits.
this monitor.
Complete.
Yeah, it's
Go
21
now.
inches.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
Alright, now here is the question. Coming out in 17th place, will I get close to anybody to make a pass? Because in this car, I hate to say it, it's probably going to be a no. Can hope for other DNFers. Maybe to bring out a safety car to bunch everybody back up, but I just don't see it.
George is in the pits. George in the pits.
I broke way too late. And as I said before, the fact is, I'm just not a fan of this track. It's just Sector 3. Sector 3 is a pain in my ass. Alright, I passed a couple. I'm up to 15. Yeah, most everybody's on hard tires. Hey, King MJ, it's been a while. How you been? I forget the turn numbers, but for me, it's all Sector 3. It's the hairpin at the start of it, and then the chicane at the end of it. I've been doing okay as well. Up, Sergio Perez in the pits. That's another spot. Pretty much a lot of computing items have gone up due to COVID. In fact, I built this new PC right at the very start of the lockdowns here in the States, like late April, early May. And I guarantee you I overpaid for half of this computer. Not by much, maybe like $30, $40 more. But over the course of the entire computer, that means that I overpaid at least $200 compared to on a normal market day. Because the finishing price of this PC ended up being, I think, $1,600, $1,650, something like that. I definitely could have had this for $1,400. Uh-oh. Because I got an AMD Ryzen 7, I believe 3700X. I got the GeForce RTX 2070 Super. I know I overpaid for that. Same thing with the processor.
Mix 2, fuel to mix 2.
My RAM was market price, I know that. I bought that directly from like a Micro Center computer store. So was my case. My power supply, I know I overpaid for. And I know what you're going to say. Oh, if you know you overpaid for it, why'd you buy it? Because I needed a new computer. My old computer was 4 years old plus at that point in time, and I was trying to stream F1 2019, and I was getting stuttering issues. I was getting visual stuttering issues and also trying to stream at the same time, and just was not working. So, that's why I had to go and build a new PC. So I went and built one. I won't call it future-proof, but it is definitely good for the next 5 years. I say that, and as soon as I built this PC, they announced the 3000 series for RTX cards. Which honestly is a little funny because when I built my previous PC back in 2016, when I built that, I got myself a NVIDIA 970. Not a month later, after I built that PC, they announced the 1000 series of video cards. So, you know, from what you're going to take out of this, you know, knowledge-wise, is if I'm going to be building a PC, wait another couple of months, and then the new video cards will come in. Because I just seemed to get shit luck when it came to building my PC, and then, oh hey, new video cards got announced. Hey, that's not to say that my 2070 Supers are not good, and they really are. They're fine. I got no complaints about them. 3080s, 3070s, like, they look pretty. They look real pretty. And could render real pretty as well. But I am content with what I've got. 2070 is definitely not a bad choice. Yeah, that's my fault in the first place. I bought all my stuff in, like I said, April, May. Hey, Vettel! Remember me? These are all the top 10 guys, top 10 starters that are going on a two-stop strategy. They're gonna give me a warning collision with Vettel? Are you serious, dude? Vettel was the one who collided with me. I didn't run into him. Now, like I said, everybody that's coming into the pit now is finishing up their two-stop strategy. Best way to cook a steak, personally, medium rare for me. Medium at most. Anything more than that, and I just don't like the taste of it. You char it way too much if you cook it more than medium. Haha. Yeah, cook it on the car engine, sure. Hey, sometimes it gets hot enough. Oh, Ricardo! He was clear. He was clear, and I was being a bitch trying to block him.
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
I was being a big old bitch. Alright, that's number 2. I've got one more free flashback before... If I wreck out, I wreck out. If I fuck my front wing, I gotta get a new front wing. Someone says, well done, instant ban. We asked them politely but firmly to leave. I'm the lone hard man in a sea of mediums.
Okay, clear.
Okay, Ricardo ran into me. That was not my fault. Ricardo touched me and he spun out. Right? That was not my fault. Shit. Like, I'm definitely gonna drop down. With all these people coming on through with medium tires, I'm definitely gonna drop down the ranking order. Whoa, Brian. At Inside Out did you no favors. He said that a C920 is worth, what, 50 bucks now? I was gonna say, that's the camera that is right now staring me in the face in front of me. The camera that you're looking at me from is a C922. Man, I remember when I got my C920 and thought it was the shit because, hey, you can get 720p at 30 FPS. Oh, it's such the best. It's the best shit. And now you got video cameras that can run like 4K in 60 FPS if you really want to pay that much money. Like Logitech Brio. You can get yourself a Logitech Brio. It only works with Windows 10 though, so you gotta watch out. Logitech Brio can stream you in 4K, 60 FPS. Insane, and it costs like 400 bucks. They may have actually dropped the price, but I remember when I got my C922, it cost like 150, 175 bucks. Yeah, the 922 does 720p at 60 FPS, but it only does 1080p at 30. Why am I braking so late? I also am 2/10 a lap under on fuel strategy. I need to start saving fuel so I can make it to the end of this race. Got 8 laps to go. At this point in time, I'm not getting points. I'm down in 12th. Down in 12th, looking to be passed real soon by Lando Norris. He's in my DRS. I will say this, I am holding pretty steadily in my position. I need to stop locking it up right there. What's that, turn 6? Yeah, I think that's turn 6 coming out of that winding road. Shit! Okay, we saved it. Just gonna sell it on eBay? Yeah, might as well. Get some money for it. Even though it may not be all the money. Hey now, Aiden, they could just be the designated driver. You don't know. Well, if you want to, go ahead. There ain't nobody stopping you but you. If you want to get good at streaming, the perfect way to do it is to start doing it. And learn as you go. How it was for me back in 2013. I really needed to find what I wanted to do and find my own broadcasting style to gain an audience. And unfortunately, it didn't really take off until I started doing Football Manager, which was like 2 years after that, like 2.5 years after I started streaming. But if you are passionate about doing it, if you like the games that you're playing, overall just having a very nice time, a good time doing
We have
it,
5 laps of fuel remaining.
then by all means go ahead and do it. Yeah, shit, speedrunning was what I started to do back in the day. Like, used to speedrun Portal, as you said, Sarancia, Doom, Super Mario 64, Legend of Zelda, both Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time.
We've been awarded a time penalty. It will go against our finishing time at the end of the race.
Anyway, 5 laps to go. I might as well just take that 3-second penalty. Whatever. It's whatever at this point in time. It's not like I'm going to be getting into any points. Yeah, that was clean-shaven Brian. That was fresh-faced Brian. That was Brian out of college. My first corporate job, Brian. Jordan Kenny, thanks very much for the follow, dude. Hope you're doing well. Hope you enjoy the stream. But yeah, that was fresh-faced, out of college, first corporate job, Brian. I didn't really want to grow a beard at that point in time. I think I was growing mutton chops at one point in time during those years. Which I think ultimately did lead into like a chin strap beard, but it looked very shit. And looking back on it now, it looked very shit. Like back 2015, 16, 17 Football Manager, it looked bad. Like Oh, and then that's right, like 2017-18 after the chin strap beard, I then went with a, like, kind of wide goatee. Like, it went from cheek to cheek instead of, like, the goatee that I've got right now. Like, it also looked pretty bad. Bear in mind, I was at that point in time, I was also hovering around 270 pounds. I was not really happy with myself.
There's
As a
3
whole.
laps of fuel remaining.
As a whole, I was not really happy with myself. Come on, get around it. Well, right now it looks like I can comfortably say that I'm going to end in 13th. Just looking at the times behind me, Grosjean and Giovinazzi, they're slowly fading. They're slowly fading behind me. Not really looking like they're going to put up much of a challenge. So I think that even with the 3-second time penalty, I will comfortably say I am going to finish in 13th, which is okay. It's about where I've been averaging this season, as well as last season. But obviously, I'd like to push and go further. I'd love to go further beyond. What's your go-to drink? Okay, what's your go-to drink? See, here's the thing. I don't know if my go-to drink is a go-to drink during a session, because my number one beer that I'll always go for is a Guinness. Without a doubt, I'm all for the stout. I love me some Guinness. But if I'm going to session a beer, I may go with, like, Sam Adams. Or Blue Moon. Hey, what's going on, Jack? Yeah, Jack, this third season with Williams has not really turned out to be the best. Because we still have not gotten any upgrades to our aero and our chassis. And everybody else's engines have all stayed the same. So it's not like I was able to get any sort of advantage on them. So yeah, at this point in time, it's looking like it's going to be a very lackluster season. Oh, Jack, you shut your whore mouth. But like I said, Guinness... Ooh, Ricardo's out of the session. Guinness is not a sessioning beer. Guinness is a sipping beer. It's a stout. It's very, very heavy. But like I said, that's why I like me some Blue Moon or some Sam Adams. If we're going to session it, those are light enough. Those got some good flavor
There's
to
only
it.
1 lap of fuel remaining.
Stella solid too. I like Stella Cider more than I like the proper Stella Artois.
Yellow flag. Caution, caution, yellow flags ahead. No overtaking through the caution zone. Be
Shut up,
careful
Jeff.
until you see the greens.
It's the last lap, Jeff. Shut up. Lewis Hamilton has won this race.
Okay, clear.
No, Jack, you got that wrong. IPAs are the beer for the people that hate themselves. Any India Pale Ale, aka IPA, is for anybody that hates themselves. Because how can you say that anything that tastes as bitter as a fucking IPA is in any way, shape, or form good? Stouts at least have flavor. IPAs are bitter and tasteless. Whoa! Aww. He spins out on the last turn.
Check your MFD for a new strategy
I
option.
actually have had that happen to me before. Where I spun out on the last turn, actually before a win. Fortunately, I did have a free flashback, just like I did here today, and we are going to end up in 13th place.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
It is what it is.
Another
But yeah,
Spanish
Lewis Hamilton
Grand Prix is
wins.
over.
Where have I heard this
What
before?
a special race it was. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs. And that's allowed them to get
always,
the best
Jack.
out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
After an excellent performance at the Grand
So
Prix,
Hamilton's
I'm
on the
sure
top
there'll be
step, then you got
plenty of
Leclerc,
celebrations
and then
tonight
Bottas.
amongst the
That is your top
Mercedes
three.
team. And they certainly deserve
It's
it.
not bad, top three. Yeah, at least you got Leclerc on the podium. Alright, we don't need to listen to Torador anymore. The best American driver. You shut your whore mouth, Sarantia. Although America likes to claim Canada as the 51st state.
And after this round of the World Championship,
that is not
here's
quite
how
the
things
case.
look in the drivers' table. Well, the gap at the top of the championship is...
Alright, well, George Russell almost got a point. He almost got a point, but was 5 seconds behind Pierre Gasly. I know, almost in 5 seconds. Sounds like an oxymoron, but it really was in the grand scheme of things. Hamilton, Leclerc, Bottas, Albon, Lance Stroll's your top 5. Merstappen. Oh, you know I'm tired. I said Merstappen. Well, anyway, Vettel in 7th, Ocon, Sainz, then Gasly. That's your top 10. Russell, Norris, myself, Grosjean.
After a difficult race today for...
Giovinazzi, Raikkonen, Magnussen, Perez, Ricciardo, Kvyat, DNFing, and that is your bottom 10. You just use the same tea twice. Hey, I drink coffee in the evening now. More so as a body warmer than anything, because coffee really doesn't wake me up. Yeah, caffeine does not wake me up. Go figure that one out. Yeah, I just feel like caffeine just has no effect on me anymore.
championship leader.
Yeah, but that's a lie. We call ourselves America. If you're not from America, you ain't American. You're from Canada, you're Canadian. If you're from Canadian land, you're Canadian.
You made it look easy.
You're not American, you're Canadian.
You really cut your way through the field today. What was your strategy?
And don't you forget it. Don't you ever
It's safe to say
disrespect
you're
America
smashing
by saying
everyone's
Canadian land is part of
expectations, isn't it?
America. Oh my god.
Have you learned a lot from your battle with your rival?
Oh, I should have said I'd learned I'll never be a champion with this
Do you
car.
have any
Damn it.
comments about the collisions?
No, I don't want to talk about the collisions.
Appreciate your time.
Ovan, you may be South American, but you're not American. There's a difference. I'm gonna start donning my cowboy hat. You know, you ain't from America because you're not from America. You say you're South American, but you're not American. You ain't born in a great state of Texas, or you ain't born in Georgia or Florida or California, even though sometimes we don't think Californians is true American, by God. But you ain't American because you're from South America, and by God, that is the story, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah, you ain't American. You ain't American because you're not from America. Pretty much how it is. I have never, ever once been in the presence of somebody that has actually gone full redneck like that. Oh, shit! Hold on a second. Chassis upgrade. We're getting Spec 2 for chassis. Let's go. I just saw that out of the corner of my eye. We are getting Spec 2 chassis. Williams has listened to me. Williams has actually listened to me.